What's going on? Welcome back to Random Binder. This is Chris with another one. And today is just a simple unboxing of some Video Games Plus packages that I ordered back in fucking December. So it's a quaint time. It's funny. I saw the notification that order was ready to ship and then out for delivery, like within pretty close to each other. And I looked and one of the orders was placed Christmas Eve. And at that time, I was actually in Canada visiting, or well, no, I'm not sure. Yes, I was in Canada visiting my fiance's family. My fiance is from Toronto, so I didn't even I didn't even pick this jersey for that reason. But that this all came together nicely. So yeah, just some nice good old importing. But at the time, I was going on and on about how great Video Games Plus is, and what that exchange rate looked like from Canadian dollars to US dollars and vice versa. And at the time, there was like a big strike in the Canadian postal system, and I thought that was going to be the most of our worries in terms of the two countries. So in all seriousness, like, it's absolutely insane what's going on between our two countries. Like, my fiance's Canadian, living in America. Like, I want nothing more than to not have that going on. So, but it was pretty crazy to realize that, oh no, it might be a little bit late because of the postal system. And granted, two of these are pre-orders, so I that's why it all came at the same time. But yeah, I'm a little fuzzy on what some of these are going to end up being, but I thought it'd be a fun unboxing, and kind of just talk about, I don't know, what we'll be playing. We, at this time of filming, the Switch to direct announcement conference is like just about 2 weeks away, so I'm super excited for that. But I thought it would be good to kind of talk about one of these games. I toyed with the idea of playing before the Switch 2 comes out. We will see, but I can kind of see here, so we'll start. Oh, I forgot what I ordered. Holy shit. And also I got another order recently, so I'll bring it over. That I ordered not like a little bit after that, but it finally came months and months later. So it's like good and bad for this website. It's like, all right, you get it cheaper because you're paying Canadian. A $60 Canadian game is going to be like 48 or something like that US, and it feels great. But then you got to hit like a $70 order to get free shipping, and I'm like, of course I want free shipping. So I've ended up buying a lot of the games here, probably earlier than I needed to because of this goddamn website. But here's the latest design of the sticker. I have a bunch over here. I've got Happy New Year for 2025. This was, I think, PNP Games. But then we got just a gray one. And then, oh yeah, another New Year's. But then we also got the Christmas one. Or winter holiday. And you got a couple more. Oh my god, there's a lot of stickers. So I'd like to think it's because they got shipped in separate orders. But I'll grab the games from the other day as well, just so we're kind of all on the same page here. All right, so this particular order was a pre-order, mixed with two other games. So I used the store credit I had from an order that had to be canceled, and got all this, which was great. So we have oh jeez, the glare. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I don't know why I couldn't make that work in my brain. So we got Xenoblade X Definitive. Very excited about that. And it just came out, so I was worried that it wasn't going to come for a couple weeks. So very good to know. The only other game I have ordered through this website is the new Shinobi game, so I'm thrilled that should be within a week of coming out at the worst. This came out the 20th, and today is... I should be able to figure this out quite easily. Today's the 22nd, so that's not terrible. So this... in a games I'm saving for Switch 2 video that I made, I had Xenoblade 1 Definitive, 2 Torna, and now in this order I have 3. So we'll kind of talk about these at the same time. And I was going to say I'll save that whole trilogy plus 1 quadrilogy, 3.5 illogy, for the Switch 2. just because I just don't have the time to play all of them before the Switch 2 comes out. I'm getting the Switch 2 definitely. So, but Xenoblade X, was a Wii U game, so I was like, it'll, as long as it runs fine. If they come out tomorrow and they say I'm still working on Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and that's probably going to take me a couple weeks realistically. So honestly, I'll wait to hear whether or not this is going to be like 60 FPS and 1080 on the screen, but I've heard, the Xenoblade games are beautiful, but not necessarily something that you need high fidelity like a Hellblade or something like that. So if a 1080 versus a 720 on the handheld is going to make that much of a difference, my Switch OLED looks absolutely stunning still. So it still blows me away every time I use it. So honestly, I'm fine with playing this before. I'm going to go ahead and assume, I've heard all things, but I'm assuming the Switch 2 will come out June at the earliest. Like, I think May is too soon with an April 2nd, maybe May, definitely not. It's definitely not coming out in April. So mid to late May is the earliest I could possibly see, but June, July, could be August. I'm preparing myself for, I think after August would be insane. If it's like September, October, November, I'm going to lose my mind in the bad way. But then again, I have I can maybe play Xenoblade X during, between now and the fall anyway. So, but very excited to have, oh God, here we go. Very excited to have all of the Xenoblade games, 2, Torna, 3, and now X. Very awesome to have. They really shoot up in price sometimes, so I know it sounds dumb that I haven't played any of the games in the series, but now's my time. So very excited for that. Rambling aside, that was probably the most rambly out of all of them because it's a current game, it's a part of a series, it's a standalone game that'll kickstart me to get into the series. So yeah, there's that. I didn't want to start at 2. I definitely didn't want to start at 3, so I've slowly been collecting these games like as part of bundles and stuff like that. Another add-on to this particular order was very welcome, the Okami HD for PS4. And I know the price was skyrocketed right around the time of the Game Awards because they announced that they're developing the sequel to this game. I have it digitally for PS3, the HD version of this game. I'm definitely not going to play it. I've toyed with the idea of playing with it on Wii. I'm sure that price has shot up as well, but I was like, honestly, of course, it got right after I placed this order, it went on sale digitally for like $5. So I have it on PS4, I have it on Steam, but it's like a 20-hour game, which is a bit more than I would have anticipated, but I'm excited to play it. I'll play it on the, oh my God, the key art for this on the back is, you're not going to be able to see it, but it's so pixelated. And obviously no, you're not, it looks fine from your perspective, but obviously there's the infamous having the IGN watermark on the Wii version of the game, the cover art, so it's pretty funny. So yeah, I didn't even check to see. I know that Switch games don't have manuals. I'm almost positive this will not have a manual. Maybe it'll at least have like a, since this game is from the PS2 era, maybe it'll have a software registration card or something like that. We will see, but most likely not. Honestly, I'm just doing this so I don't leave shrink wrap games on my shelf because it depresses me. And maybe there's some sick individuals out there who really like the ASMR that I'm talking over of, oh no, nothing, of me ripping the shrink wrap off, but I want to make sure I play these damn games. So Okami HD, okay, you can see a little bit better now, but happy to have it because the the price was going up and that bothers me. I'm trying to get rid of that FOMO knee-jerk reaction, but it's a game I definitely want to play, so I have fun memories of like watching a cousin play it on the Wii back in the day. So that's all it really took for me to really want to pull the trigger. And it was like very, very affordable to get to that free shipping level. So another Capcom game actually was Onimusha Warlords, the 2018-2019 remake of the first game on PS. I want to say PS2. I guess it could be PS1, but I'm going to say PS2. I know that Onimusha 3 was a late PS2 game, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that 1, 2, and 3 were all on PS2. So, yeah, I'm super excited for the new Onimusha game. I think they took the 4 off of it, if memory serves, or maybe it was never there at all, but they showed it They revealed it. Oh God, I don't know. They revealed it at one point, and then they showed it off more during a state of play. No, revealed it during a state of play, and then showed it off more during like a Capcom Direct type of thing, and then also the following state of play, PlayStation state of play. I don't know what I just said before, but state of play is what I meant. The cover art for the disc, very cool. I like the drawing. There's a nice art style, but yeah. So I'm a little worried about the tank controls, but it should be really fun. Honestly, I didn't want to pull the trigger on the Ninja Gaiden collection after that announcement, so I'm happy to at least have a samurai game that's pretty short to check out after this. In between games, I'm currently playing Death Stranding, which is long as hell, and then Bioshock Infinite, which is luckily shorter. On the PS5, the Switch, I'm playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and on not the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, I'm playing Borderlands 2. So I'm cycling between all of those, which sounds psychotic, but I was playing a lot more than that before. But that's, I just don't have it in me to play Death Stranding every day for like 6 months. Or, sorry, not 6 months, 60 days, like 2 months. So that's the rotation I'm currently going with. I'm 3/4 of the way through Borderlands 2. As of a couple days ago, like I started Bioshock Infinite, I'm halfway through that. So it'll be a slow creep of my way through Death Stranding, but I plan on getting it done. Hopefully before the sequel comes out, we will see. Anyways, but yeah, a couple of these like shorter titles in between is always nice, and then Okami, just to kind of, if I end up playing Days Gone, when I probably will play it when if they haven't already put out the definitive patch or the remastered patch for PS5, like I'll probably interswap between like that kind of serious, dire open world checklisty game and then like a more Zelda like Okami title. And then there's the other type of game, which is JRPGs. I got Trails into Reverie. Jesus. I ordered this the same time that I ordered Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, and 4. I wanted to make sure to get the Cold Steel and Reverie games. I'm not going to bother with Trails into Azure and Trails from Zero because they're expensive. And one day I'll get them when I really am making a lot more money. But for right now, I have digital versions of Trails in the Sky. I will get digital versions on Steam. I'll get digital versions on the PS4 of Zero and Azure. And now I have disc versions on PS4 and 5 of the other Trails games. And I also ended up picking up Trails through Daybreak. So I have that. Very exciting. Before that shot up in price. Apparently it had shot up in price. But these were all through VGP. So yeah, here's 3 and... Oh my god, the glare is awful. I still have the shrink wrap on his. So here's 3 and 4. I'll take the shrink wrap off of that now because I'm not going to sell these. I'm going to play these damn games. So yeah, I have basically a majority of the Trails games at this... maybe not majority because 7 of them I'll have digitally only. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4... Cold Steel 1 through 4. That's 4. Reverie and Daybreak. That's 6. So once I get Trails through Daybreak 2, I'll have half digital, half physical, which is crazy because there's so many fucking games. But yeah, I got a digital soundtrack code. I got the mini art book. I'm not going to flip through it now because apparently there's spoilers, but I flipped through the mini art book for Trails through Daybreak. So it's tough. I've been getting into JRPGs. Obviously, like the Paper Mario series is such like a baby's first JRPG, but oh my god. And just a brief intermission. And I've been playing through Golden Sun here and there on my handheld emulator. And what else? There was Yakuza. I'm on 0 right now. That's like kind of like a baby's first. It's not really a JRPG. It's an action RPG, but that's how far I'm getting right now. That and Pokemon are probably the closest thing. I'm playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. So it's like that's more of like a dungeon crawler action RPG. But I'm trying, man. I think the Xenoblade Chronicles games are the closest I'll get to those big like 100-hour JRPGs I'll actually get through. Because I like playing on the Switch, and I've been actually working up the courage to bring it on the train with me, and I haven't gotten punched in the face yet, so that's been good. But I'm working through those. So Trails, I really love, like, when I just need to get into the groove of playing the Trails in the Sky trilogy kind of daily or a couple times a week. I don't know. Work's been like really crazy, so I haven't really, for some reason it feels a lot more daunting, and that's why I kind of, with such a busy work season, I've been just delving into, mindless stuff like Borderlands 2 or like RuneScape for viewers of this channel to kind of decompress, and I haven't been jumping into Trails as much to do so, but once I get through BioShock to make sure that's beat before Judas comes out, and once I get through, I think I can play that concurrently with Death Stranding, we'll see, but I'm off on a tangent here. JRPGs are hard, they're awesome, but I wish I had that part of my brain that like only wanted to play them, because there's so many ones that I have FOMO about, but I just don't have, I'm not built exactly like that, so I have to really like focus and concentrate to not get lost in the dungeons and shit like that, or like social links or whatever I'm supposed to be doing. But that's a story for another day. We got another sticker, and this is the last bit of games to talk about today. Oh, they're exciting. I forgot what these games were. So I have Celeste for Nintendo Switch, and it's one of my favorite games on Nintendo Switch by far. I saw they had the physical edition for PS4, I want to say, which I didn't even know the game was out on PS4, but this was one of those extremely special games back when I was following IGN kind of religiously, and Kind of Funny was talking about it and like how good the game was. It got a perfect 10, and for one of the first real indie darlings on the Switch. And I checked it out, and like, it's hard as nails, but it's really worth it, and it absolutely broke me. It's the first Metroidvania I've been able to beat. No, that's not true. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I know I played Guacamelee before that, and I absolutely loved it, and they just gave me Guacamelee vibes. I beat Guacamelee twice, once on Steam on my laptop in college, and once I had the Switch. So mathematically speaking, I beat Guacamelee before I beat this game, but you get the picture. One that's like hard as nails. I never beat Super Meat Boy or anything like that, anything super punishing, but Celeste and its story, like, and its characters and the soundtrack and the art style, really got me. And I really want to have, it's like one of those things I'm trying to focus my collecting efforts, and obviously you can see how that's not going super well in some instances where I'm starting collections of new series that I haven't even played yet, but here I am wanting to pick up when I have the opportunity. I knew I would regret not getting it. One of my favorite games of all time. I don't know where it would rank, but I know it's in my top 20. I'm positive of that because I updated that fairly recently. But, to have this little hiking guide, I didn't want to get any like merch or like shirts or anything like that, but I really love the art style, both like the vector art. I'm not going to say flash animation, but like the vector art, and as well as the pixel art. So it's cool to have this stuff, that they have all like the pictures from, oh my god, they have a strawberry pie recipe. That's so ridiculous. It's so cute. But the Breathe sticker, this is a very nice vibe. It's very good art. I'm excited for the next game of theirs that comes out. I know they canceled the one that they were working on. That was kind of the follow-up to this game, but excited nonetheless. So yeah, I love Celeste. Very happy to have this physically. Honestly, I'll probably play it again. Maybe even on the Switch too. I would worry about spiking my Switch too, but it's a game I would play again, which is not something I would say often. And then we have two other games. I'll go with The Last Faith because I think I saw it on sale at VGP, and I was like, this looks awesome. I think it's also a Metroidvania. And then it went out of stock, and I was like, damn. And then it was back in stock, and it was like on a deep sale. It was like $15 maybe. And I was like, oh, this looks awesome. And at that point, I didn't own Blasphemous yet. So I was like, this is kind of Blasphemous vibes. It has some kind of cool art on the inside, but this feels like a quick, what I was talking about with Onimusha, like a quick in-between games, in between bigger AAA games, one I would want to pick up. I do really like platformers, and I think I miss playing them. I played them a lot on the Switch, and for whatever reason, I just kind of like hit my threshold on the Switch. But then on Steam as a platform, I don't have a Steam Deck. On the ROG Ally, I just like they're so, for better for worse, they have such small file size that I find myself installing them, playing them a bit. Games like Kunai that I absolutely loved when I played at PAX East 2018 or 19. Games like Headlander, games like that. Like I never definitely the big one, Hollow Knight. Like I don't know, you know. But I'd like to think that owning them physically in games like The Messenger that I finally got on sale for $5, and then they were coming out with the very expensive. They brought the price down to the very expensive physical edition by reprinting it, and now I have it. So I own from Sabotage Studios. I got for Christmas from my mom. I got Sea of Stars. So I was like, if they're in the same universe, I really like Metroidvanias, as I said. Like I've played a couple since Celeste and since Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2, but you know, I've heard nothing but amazing things about this. I've been playing Shinobi, I've been playing Ninja Gaiden, so I'm trying to get. I think I've prepared myself appropriately to play this game, and I think owning it physically will help. I also got Slave X Zero, which is just a side-scrolling action game, but you know, it's cool to kind of build up a collection of some of these, and I actually plan on playing it. So, in terms of, I like to do like a which of these am I going to play next? And I think realistically, it's tough. My heart says I want to at least plug in and boot up my good friend Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Maybe that's why I was getting so confused. I'm so accustomed to saying Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I don't want to say Definitive Edition X because that's literally not the name of it. But, you know, it's a shiny new toy. I do want to make sure that I am playing through Thousand Year Door. A dumb little aside. Because A, I'm loving it, and B, one of my best friends gave it to me for my birthday, one of my groomsmen in my upcoming wedding, and yeah, I want to make sure that I see it through. It's one of his favorite games of all time, so, and I'm loving it. It's truly awesome, but obviously there's so many shiny toys. So in terms of the SWOLED, oh, that's so tough. In terms of the SWOLED, I want to make sure that I am playing Paper Mario on it. Or just playing Paper Mario in general. Now this sounds psychotic probably to most people, but it's how I compartmentalize. Oh, neat. I have a little, first of all, it's cool inside cover. I heard there's a mech and you don't get it for dozens of hours. Oh, this is like a cool retro little booklet about the Switch Online platform, which is cool. So, fascinating. Oh, I didn't know if it was like giving me like 7 days free. Like, they're just telling me about the platform. But honestly, that's all I was looking for in this. It's like a little promotional flyer. So yeah, I have my original Switch, which does have Joy-Con drift. And I was like, I could theoretically, no. I can't play Paper Mario with Joy-Con drift and not, it's such a beautiful game, and not play on the SWOLED. So this is going to be, I'm moving things around. This is going to be my next game on the Switch after Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. So I'll make sure I'm playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door every day, getting through that, enjoying it. I'll ease back on Borderlands and only play that when I'm kind of just like hanging out on the couch watching sports, watching March Madness with Sarah on the couch, and like, you know, that like mindless, ready to engage in conversation at any time. Whereas Paper Mario, I have the beats on, or at least like one headphone on, and kind of paying attention to the story and the writing and stuff like that. After I finish that game, this is up next. It'll be a carrot at the end of the stick. I set a goal with my buddy. My bachelor party is at the end of April, and I was like, I will beat Paper Mario Thousand Year Door before the end of April, and then I will have Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So I got the new game that came out recently that everybody's talking about. That's exciting. And I was able to unbox it. You know, the unboxing process is nothing crazy. So that's exciting, but I am going to earn it by playing through. You know, it's tough. There's another game that I kind of left hanging, Astral Chain, that I was excited to play after Paper Mario. And it's not that many hours, but it is a decent chunk of time. So I will save. Oh, that's so tough. So this is going to be the next game that I play. And if I end up wanting to do, like, you know, on Saturdays and Sundays, I'll do like a mission or two each on Astral Chain, but I play this during the week, then so be it. So, okay, great. I've established this is going to be the next game I play on Switch after I finish Thousand Year Door. And in terms of after I finish Bioshock Infinite, which should be in the next 7 days at the very most, maybe I will freshen up and play The Messenger. I think that is ultimately the plan. And then I will, once that's done, you know, I don't know how I would bounce back and forth. I guess it's pretty easy to bounce back and forth between The Messenger and Death Stranding. Death Stranding, I feel like I truly have to like to be locked into both the story and the gameplay features, I have to play for like an hour at a time, if not more so. So I've been waking up, actually, how this started is I started waking up at 4:45, 5 a.m. to be able to play Death Stranding for an hour and a half, 2 hours before I start work. So I guess I'll keep that going. And then at night, make sure, and luckily you can save pretty frequently with Death Stranding, but at night, after work, I can play a level or two of Messenger, assuming that it has a level structure. So I think that's a pretty damn good plan. Right now, I'm focusing on finishing up BioShock Infinite. More than halfway done with that. Focus on finishing up, not worrying about finishing up BioShock 2, fuck me. Borderlands 2, because Borderlands pre-sequel and 3 aren't going anywhere. 4 comes out in September, but I'm not super worried about being there day one. And then Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, making sure to play that every day, enjoying it, getting locked in, staying consistent so I don't get lost like I always do. And then once that is done, I have the carrot on the end of the stick of starting my first Xenoblade game. I played a little bit, like an hour or so of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but I had no idea what the fuck was going on. It was a very busy time in my life, so I think that's a pretty good plan. It's funny how I've made that like a part of my unboxing that A, I never know the answer to, and B, probably makes this video longer than it's supposed to be. But here I am. That is, mostly my pickups. I'll probably play Onimusha at some point as well. The next time they do a big trailer for Onimusha, not Way of the Blade, but whatever that game is called, or anything about Ninja Gaiden, I'll probably play a little bit Onimusha and finish that up before Shinobi comes out, just because I'll be in the ninja mood. Yeah, so that sounds pretty good. Thank you so much for staying this whole time. If you have, if not, understandable. If you skip to the end, then wow. But anyways, thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one later.